Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm so sorry, I know, I'm alive, don't worry. I haven't posted in like 9 days. I'm sorry, I basically was so busy with school and I couldn't like do anything, so yeah. Well, anyways, I'm gonna do at least now another redesigning, yay! So, please go watch it, go watch my last video if you haven't like watched it, because I talk about them more in depth. So today I'm gonna do another redesign. My last redesign was on one of my characters. Her name is Bright Star, and now I'm gonna redesign her twin sister Dark Star. So my last video I basically went over my points that I have scripted right here. So there was 3 points I think in my last video, so now it will be like 4 points because reasons. One of the reasons actually there will be 4 points is basically because her design has changed a lot. Like Bright Star hasn't changed that much, but Dark Star has changed a lot, and I'm gonna talk about her design and why she has changed. Like, as you can see, she has short hair, and I will explain why later. So let's start the video. So let's start about how I changed her appearance and why did I change them. So one of the main things I hope that you saw was that she right now has a short hair. Yay! So I never drew like a girl with really short hair. Like one of my characters has a pretty short hair, but never I drew someone who initially in their story was having like long hair, and after that he cut his hair, because I really hate to cut my hair because I like it that way. But one of the main things that I decided to change her about her story, it was that she right now has a really major character arcs that I still am trying to write it, and I hope someday I can show you. Like, I'm trying right now to animate, and I really hope that someday you can see her character arc. I honestly have never ever do this with any of my characters, to at the end of their story or at the end of their character arc they decide to cut their hair. This really bothers me, because that is one of the most easy way to represent growth in a character ever, and I haven't do this. Like, I represented growth in several ways from one of my characters. So one of my obviously main characters, Aisha, you can see that she has a scar on her left eye. So yeah, let's say that she never before has this scar. It's not a birth scar, it's basically something that she gains in the start of her story. So that is one of the representations where I represent her when she was a little girl and what happened to her exactly. And when she started the story, you can clearly see how she grew as a character just from her backstory. And I really want to talk about Aisha, but I'm not gonna talk about her right now. It's time for their sisters. I'm so sorry. So I never did that to other characters. Like, I have give them hair changes, dress changes, everything else, but I never cut someone's hair. That basically pissed me off. It basically pisses me off because I have did everything of this world to my characters, but never did I cut someone's hair. And right now I did that with her, and it's been like more than 10 years when I started to write the story. And yes, I was 4 when I started to imagine like all of this story, but like 3 years ago I started to take it seriously and like transform it into something that you can tell, like you can write a book with it or make an animation or whatever. So yeah, basically I was totally weirded out that I never did that to one of my characters. So, well, she's the first one. So, yeah, good job. Also, this actually inspires me. And now, basically, what's happened is like 2 hours ago, I basically take one of my characters. Her name is Maya, and cut her hair. Like, I draw her with cut hair, and she looks so much cuter. And yeah, if you didn't know who Maya is, I recommend to like watch my series, The Magic School. She's one of the main characters. So yeah. Also, I'm gonna do a remake of The Magic School because I recently rewatched like the whole series, and I'm not happy with how this series came out. The writing is awful, and yeah, I have to change it. But I think it will be after I do this whole thing, like after I post this video, and also after I finally finish with part 5 of The Magic School. Anyways, now we are not gonna talk about that. Also, one of her main changes, except that she cuts her hair at the end of, like, she cuts her hair like halfway through the story because of reasons. One of the main reasons is her character growth. But I haven't talked about why she wears this t-shirt. If you can see, she wears this really cool t-shirt where it says love or hate. That's because she's a really complex character, and basically what's happened is that you can love her or hate her because she can do some things that are really controversial, and depends how you depict her as a person. So yeah, you will see maybe someday. And also, minor detail, I give her a bracelet and also a boots because I like boots. And yeah, that is all that I have to say about why I changed her that way. But we are going to talk about her power change, or as I like to call it, her abilities. Like, her abilities hasn't changed at all, but I changed the way that her magic works a whole lot. Like, with every single of my characters, I changed their magic in a really specific way that you will not notice. So one of the main things that I wanted to say before I explain how I changed her magic is that basically their world is on top of another. Okay, so there's this primary world where normal people like us live, and after that there is their world, which is on top of this one, and there is another world which is on top of their world. So it's kind of complicated, but basically in their world there is 3 main magic that you can take. Also, actually there are 4, but dark magic is basically everything that I will say, but the opposite. So basically they just put it somewhere into elemental powers. So basically you can choose, there is basically 3 main powers, which is crystal magic, elemental powers, elemental magic also, and normal magic. So their family is their family, so they can control, basically they can control every single magic. Like, they can control both elemental magic and crystal magic and normal magic, but not everyone can do that, and she's one of their family that can only control elemental magic, and she control air like her twin sister, but she can also control do normal magic. One of the main things that I didn't explain is that their magic work this way. So Basically what's happened is that at the start or midway of the day, if you use some kind of magic, like if you use elemental magic or normal magic, you're stuck with it for the rest of the day, so you can only use the magic that you start to using. That is because the elemental magic, they basically represent this element and they're basically the embodiment of this element. So if they use some other form of magic, the element powers basically block themselves and they cannot use it until the end of the day. Actually, there's a limited time that they can use normal magic, and after that they have to use their elemental powers. But I will not talk about that because it gets a lot complicated. That is the main things that you have to know, and the main thing that you have to remember about her power is that she has elemental magic and she can do spells and do everything that is connected to normal magic, like teleportation, etc. And yeah, I'm sorry, I started to talk really fast. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about her personality change. In my last video, if you haven't watched it, please go watch it, because right now I will talk about a lot of things that I mentioned in my last video, so please go watch it. So, for this who have watched, well, hello. Okay, so as you know, most of you know, this who are watched my last video know, she was scrap characters because her main sole purpose for existed was to be Aisha's annoying, edgy sister. Basically, that was her purpose in this story, and basically now I changed it because I hate that purpose. Now, she was always an edgy character. Right now, she's not that much. She's more of depressed, sad / angry girl. There's a reason about that I'm not gonna talk about right now, but at the start when I was making her, I wanted to be full opposite on her twin sister. Like, her twin sister is so like happy-go-lucky and she's always positive. Even if the whole room is on fire, she will be basically that meme with the dog, which is I can't remember what was that mean. With this dog that said it's fine. Basically, that's she. So yeah, no, I wanted to like Dark Star to be full opposite on Bright Star, and yeah, but she turns out to be pretty edgy and negative, and yeah, I kinda hate her at this time. But right now she's not that much more. She's more of a caretaker, more like that. Basically, she cares of all of her sister, but she's a really big realist. So if something does not have like 50% chance of succeeding, like if they have a mission or something like that, if it does, she will just abandon the idea. Like, she will try, she will not give up like really fast, but it's true that she will like abandon the idea maybe on the third or fourth time that she sees that it's not working. So that's kind of sad. Yeah. So I think that is the most important things that I have to mention about her personality change. But right now we will talk about how she affects the story. She affects the story in one of the most important ways. Basically, the story, as I said, she represents the elemental power of air. And I collaborated on that a little bit on my video, where I said that if they not exist, I have to make basically another whole characters, where I have to explain why they're here and what's their connection to their elemental powers. I already did that with them, so I was basically thinking, okay, I'm just gonna redesign them and maybe do something different with them. Maybe I will change their characteristics and their story and maybe some of their powers, how they work. So I basically did that. And that was one of the main ways that they affect the story. But now she affects the story in one of the most important ways, and she affects the story of that she was supposed to take care of Bright Star. There's something that happens in their lives, and they basically separates from Aisha, and that happens when they're really young. Like both Aisha and these two are like 4, and Aisha is like 6 or 7, and yeah. So she was basically the mother of her smaller sister, and I know they're twins, but she's the older. She's like 2 minutes older than her. Yeah. So she affects the story as a caregiver. She's much more of a better person, and she is one of not the main characters, but she's no longer a side character. As I said, they're midway through a main character and a side character. So yeah, that's their characteristic right now. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please like, subscribe, and if you want, leave a comment. I will see you next time. I hope it's soon. Probably not, but anyways, bye guys!